Okay.
Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is June 10th, 2022, and Bitcoin looks like it's on the brink of a breakout, okay? As I've been saying in these analyses, Bitcoin is actually not leading this next charge because it's altcoin season. So you'll see altcoins breaking out left and right, but Bitcoin is yet to break out. Here's why Bitcoin is likely to break out sooner than you think. If that interests you, then watch until the very end. So yesterday, something very interesting happened in the charts, okay? I'm on the hourly chart here, and you can see this move that happened yesterday. We lost this level of support that we'd been holding for 3 days now, right here, and we came down very briefly to about 29.6, but as fast as we came down, we recovered that level. Okay, so what does that tell you for people that are interested in trying to figure out what the market's doing, if it's better to buy or to sell? This tells you something, right? As soon as you lose a support that you'd been holding for 3-4 days, you come down, and within a matter of minutes, you regain that support. That tells you fundamentally there's a lot of buy pressure in this region. So it's likely that the price most likely is seeking to continue to the upside. Okay. Now, in more technical terms, we're in the area of our reversal pattern that's the pivot. That's the last stage. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then subscribe to this channel. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I talk about these reversal patterns all the time. I'm just going to zoom out really quickly and break it down in 30 seconds. So essentially, my background is in Elliott wave theory. I have been looking at charts for years, and in the course of my trading career, my charting career, I've noticed something called a reversal pattern, where on any time frame, an asset will have to put this pattern in, some version of this pattern, to change market structure, to change directions. Basically, if it was going down, it would have to put some version of this pattern to go back up. Okay, and this is time frame agnostic, as I said. Now, this is on a larger time frame, of course, so you can see it quite easily. And so the first of this reversal pattern is essentially comprised of a sequence of three corrective structures. Okay, and these corrective structures are in terms of Elliott wave theory corrective structures, which is what I know. So this is my initial break of structure, my A wave. Okay, this I spied as some sort of complex correction, a triple three specifically. Okay, W X Y X Z. Okay, that's how I count this. Okay, and here is where I start my pivot. So this reversal pattern is comprised of an A wave, a B wave, and then a pivot. The pivot is itself comprised of a smaller A and a smaller B. Okay, the A wave can be a flat correction, a zigzag, or a triangle. I've never seen a triangle as the initial break of structure, but those are the three corrective structures according to Elliott wave theory. So here we have a flat correction in is it a flat correction? Yeah, a flat correction in a flat correction in B, and then another flat correction for small a, right? A clear sort of textbook flat correction in small b. And so I'm seeing small b completed here. However, the tricky part of this is you don't really know where the degree is, meaning this can be the start of B can be a complex correction in and of itself. Do you see what I mean? So this doesn't necessarily have to be a standalone, the standalone B wave. It could be, just like I said, part of a complex correction where you have a nested, sort of composed composed version of correction. So instead of having a standalone flat correction, you can have a flat correction, a zigzag, and a triangle all mushed together, and that can be a complex B wave. Do you see what I mean? So this is a tricky part, and this is why it's hard to use this as a predictive tool. But it helps to approximate some sort of understanding as to where the market is. In any case, this to me is a clear flat correction. So for me, what comes after, we're pretty much on the cusp of a reversal at this point right here. Okay, so that's the context. I hope I didn't lose anybody. Now let's jump back into the smaller time frame. And if you're getting value from this analysis, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. I do not get paid by YouTube, but I appreciate any feedback I'm getting from these analyses that I do on a daily basis. Okay, so for me, I'm looking at this as being the last stage of my reversal pattern, okay? And I'm in my pivot. So I'm at the last stage of my pivot, and I see this as a clear initial break of structure, okay? And the fact that yesterday, what happened yesterday, we capitulated in this candle right here down to the 786 or the 882, and just, to prove that to you, if you take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom to the top of this A wave, okay, you'll see that we've broken the 618. So this cannot be an impulsive structure or an impulsive wave unless it is a diagonal, okay? Because we know that initial diagonals or leading diagonals don't necessarily respect the 618 and the 382 limits for a wave 2 and a wave 4 retracements respectively, okay? So that's my hunch, okay? And I know that by looking at other assets in the market, because again, Bitcoin is not leading this effort. Understand that in altcoin season, and you can prove this to yourself, look laterally, we'll do so in a moment. You can see other assets that are not Bitcoin, altcoins, right, that have already started to go. We're going to look at this in a second. And even altcoins today that have just broken out, okay, and reaching their necklines of their reversal patterns, whereas Bitcoin has yet to do so, right? And you'll see that a lot of those have put in leading diagonals. So you see this trend. I would not be surprised if we saw this in Bitcoin, all right? So what I'm seeing here, that initial break of structure could also be your wave 1, all right? So that could be wave 1. All of this could be a complex wave 2, okay? And then you're looking for a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5, okay? And what you're gonna see in a leading diagonal is, because it's a diagonal, it's going to form this sort of wedge shape, okay? And what you're likely going to see is a wave 3 or wave 5, right? The last of the waves really serve as the breakout wave, okay? Wave 1 through 4, they're going to be concerted within your range. And then, whoops, that is a terrible looking range. Let me actually not try to do that free-handed. All right, something like this. Maybe that's not any better. All right, there we go. This is the range we've been holding for the past 30 days, right? With the low of around 28.1 and the high of 32. Okay, we haven't been able to break that 32. So I'm anticipating that we're putting in a leading diagonal. We come up, test 32 with this next move up, right? With this wave 3. Reject, right? And then come back once again and break it. And then we break it, and it's essentially going to be the length or the height of this channel. And so our next big target will be somewhere around 36, 37. All right, that's just what I'm seeing. All right, now so this is nice theory and great ideas, and chartists sometimes get married to these elegant ideas that they have about price action, which, it's fun. It's fun for us, or else why would we do it? But let's root this in some practicality, in looking at what other things are doing in the market. And I told you that this is altcoin season. I told you that other things were breaking out. Here's proof positive. I'm going into my larger watch list, right? Basically a watch list of other assets in the market. And just today, just now, what can you see? You can see exactly what I'm saying. These assets are breaking out. Now, they've broken out and tested their necklines. Once again, nothing has broken out that I know of, that I've seen, of their pattern, their reversal pattern. Okay, so this is again testing the neckline. And you see that they put in their reversal patterns, initial break of structure, counter wave. You start your pivot, A of pivot, the B of pivot, and then your impulse. Okay, but all of that is to say that you've got these inverse head and shoulders, or these cup and handle patterns that are at their necklines. And the big breakout is when they break that neckline. Okay, so you can see this throughout the market. You see, again, here you have some type of inverse head and shoulders at the neckline. The big breakout is when it breaks the neckline, and it's about to. Same here. You just go through, it doesn't matter. Be indiscriminate. Prove it to yourself. Go throughout the market. I challenge you to try and find an asset that is broken previous lows. The previous lows from the 2 to 400 day downtrend, right? Set on May 12th on most days, or with most assets. Here you actually have a lower low put in, but it's been consolidating at that lower low. Okay, May 12th was when Bitcoin hit its low of 25.5. But all I'm saying is that looking at these structures, I challenge you to find one of these assets that's put in a lower low since it's begun its consolidation. Everything is testing the neckline and testing to break out of that neckline. Okay, you can see this throughout the market, and it's actually beautifully consistent. And this is what you want to do as an analyst, as a chartist. You want to have these ideas, but you want to test them and put them in context of what's actually happening in the market. And guys, if you're getting value from this, please like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Again, you have all of these consolidative sort of moves, and the assets are at the neckline of their consolidations, looking to break out of them. All right. So I just went through indiscriminately the first four highest movers of my general watch list. Going back to my actual investments, you can see the same thing, right? In Cardano, you see that we've been putting in a reversal pattern that looks like a cup and handle. And once again, we're testing the neckline to break out of the neckline. All right. This orange line that I put in, by the way, in case you're wondering, is just a confirmation, a mathematical confirmation that this cannot be probabilistically, right? Mathematically, cannot be an intra-wave consolidation. If 78.4 cents is breached, then it has to be a high time frame reversal. That's the only reason I have that there. Okay, you always want to say what if, and test that out. Test out your theories. I'm very, very confident that this is a large time frame reversal, but I test myself, and you try not to. I try not to throw out other possibilities or probabilities, no matter how scarce, especially if they can be mathematically proven. So that's why I did that. Okay, you want to be your worst critic in a constructive sense. Yeah. So again, I don't know why I'm looking at EOS. Let's look at Dodo. something that I'm actually invested in. I actually just bought more this morning. Okay. But again, testing a neckline, you see reversal pattern put in, and all you see is consolidation and testing this neckline. Okay. It's not testing the bottom, trying to break down. It's testing the top once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, trying to break up and out. Okay. So for people who genuinely believe that in these smaller time frames we're looking at a larger breakdown, my question is, like, can you genuinely zoom out or even zoom in and prove that? Like, how does that make any sense to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments down below. All right. Same thing with reserve rights. Reserve rights is actually one of those that's broken its pattern, right? This ascending triangle pattern, broken, retested, and looking for continuation. So this is what you're seeing throughout the market. I could go on, but you get the gist. Okay, so today may very well be the day, given what I spied on the smaller time frames on Bitcoin. Okay, it looks very, very close, and I would not be surprised if this were indeed wave one of a leading diagonal. This was wave two of our leading diagonal, and we're going into wave three, because I'm seeing this as the first wave of our pivot, the completed second wave of our pivot, and so this must be the start of our impulse right there. Okay. That's it from me. Hope I haven't lost anybody. Again, if you've gotten value from this, like, share, and subscribe. And have a happy Friday. I wish you the best. Have a great start to your weekend. For those of you who are outside of the country and are not in Eastern Standard Time, Washington, D.C. time, it's Friday night already, and you're looking to go into Saturday. Have a great start of the weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.